with how things look. Often it's used as a noun, as in that's a good design. But really, it's a verb. It's not an it, it's a how. It's a way of doing things, it's a way of thinking. And above all, it's a way of thinking creatively.
Design to me is really taking ideas and turning them into a practical reality. The process of taking that idea and turning it into metal or plastic or a physical object is design.
Everything around us has been designed, from our latest digital app to the car we drive, the clothes we wear, the buildings we live and work in, much of the food and drink we consume, the TV programs we watch, even the deodorant we spray. They've all been designed. They've all been made.
It's design and technology that makes the world work, that turns ideas into reality, and that's super critical to successful innovation, and therefore the future prosperity and economic health of the UK.
Indeed, last year the UK's engineering, manufacturing and creative industry sectors were together worth £500 billion, with the creative industry sector growing last year by 10%, 3 times more than the wider UK economy. The spark that ignited so much excellence in our creative industries was the revolutionary inclusion of design and technology in the first national curriculum in 1989.
Design and technology is a phenomenally important subject. Logical, creative and practical, it's the only opportunity students have to apply what they've learned in maths and physics, directly preparing them for a career in engineering.
Since the introduction of design and technology in the 1990s, there's been a clear correlation between the numbers of people taking D&T and the increase.
Okay, I'm just going to stop it there. Okay, so I want to tell you a little bit about how the course is set up. So there are 2 elements. There is one element which is an exam. It is a 2-hour exam which will test all of your theoretical knowledge. The other 50% is made up of what is now called an NEA, which will be researching, designing, developing, making and evaluating a product that you will come up with. Okay? And that will, together, will combine your overall mark. Right, so because you haven't studied design and technology before, the first year of your course in year 10 will be made up of lots of small projects that will teach you about different material areas, so wood, metal, plastic, electronics, card, how to manufacture those into different products, and also how to design, how to develop an idea, how to research, how to evaluate. So within year 10, you will learn all of those skills so that when you come to the end of year 10, you can apply those to your NEA, your 50% of your overall GCSE mark. Okay? Now, there are, if you pass the design and technology workshop, so it's in the basement, if you want to pop in any time this week and have a little look, and we'll have lots of different equipment. And also the aim of year 10 is for you to be able to use that equipment independently. So can you program the laser cutter on your own? Can you use a 3D printer on your own? Because then in year 11 you will have to do that. Right? So I will show you how to do it, you'll practice it, and then hopefully you'll be able to do it in year 11. You will also learn software, so computer-aided design software, which will be so important when you come to manufacture your product in year 11, because quality is our overall aim. If it doesn't look good, if it doesn't work properly, it's not a good product, you're not going to score very highly. So we want quality, good quality products. Then in year 11, you will, so all throughout year 10 and 11, you will learn the theory that goes with it to enable you to do well in your 2-hour exam. What else you'll do in year 11 is you will manufacture a product of your choice. The exam board will give you a theme and you will come up with an idea. So it could be children's storage, for instance, or just storage in general. You will all go off on your own paths and you'll come up with different ideas. And you will design and manufacture that product that you think of. So they're just some past examples. Again, if you come on options evening, I've got lots of other examples you can have a look at. At the very start of the project, you'll go through lots of analysis. Drawing skills, if you think, actually I'm not very good at drawing, it doesn't actually matter. As long as you can come up with some ideas, you could develop them on a computer. All right, so you don't have to be brilliant at drawing. You'll develop lots of CAD skills, so designing on a computer, so that is really, really important. It's important that you develop an idea, so you don't just think of something and then go, right, I'm going to make it, because actually it might not work. So you have to go through the development process. If you speak to any Year 10s that are doing design and technology, this is what they're doing now. So they're going through a development process for their product. And then finally you'll learn how to make things, make products. Just wait until the end and then you can come and speak to me. And you will be encouraged to work independently. It's really, really important that you can work independently. If you can't, it's not the subject for you. Right, some common misconceptions. I don't want to be negative, but I want to make you aware of these. So, there are two things that people sometimes come to me at the start of Year 10 and think. They think, one, that you are going to make every lesson. Right, it is an important skill, but it's only 20% of your overall mark. And they think that it's going to be easy. Right? It will not be easy. You'll get a GCSE at the end, so you will have to work hard for it. Right? You'll enjoy it, you'll learn lots of different skills, but you will have to work hard for it. And again, you can speak to any of the Year 10s, and I'm sure they'll give you a similar view as I have. Okay, there are some careers on that slide which this could lead into. So some of them that you may have thought about before. You need to realise that the jobs that you might do when you leave school might not actually exist yet. If you think about people who work at in banks, we don't really need as many now because we're doing internet banking. So these jobs that you do might not actually exist yet. So you have to be at the forefront of everything. Okay. Right, the next thing I'm going to talk to you about is photography. Now, photography falls into art, and that's why Miss Thompson is here, because she is in charge of art. So I've been teaching it this year, so I just want to give you a little bit of an overview of what we've been doing. So, if you're passionate, if you're dynamic, if you're self-motivated, curious, creative, forward-minded, then if you are all of that, then this could be an option for you. Right, it hasn't carried over properly. This is how it's broken down. So it's broken down into two elements, this course. So there is 60% of the mark is a portfolio, and it is a portfolio of your skills and how you've developed them throughout the first 4 terms of GCSE photography. The other 40% is from a externally set task, and that also leads into a 10-hour exam, right? And it's not 10-hour written exam, so don't panic, right? It will be a practical exam. You will have to do writing within this. It's not just taking photographs. You will have to analyse, you will have to evaluate, but you will also be very creative. So, during Year 10, so this is the current Year 10s are doing this at the minute, we're covering lots of different skills. So the first thing we've looked at, rules of photography, how to use the camera. We've got some really nice cameras in school. We've been taking some lovely photographs. We've been doing some Photoshop work. And we are now looking at more advanced settings on the camera. So we're working through lots of skills in Year 10 to enable you in Year 11 to really produce some high quality work. This is some of the work from Year 10 at the minute. So we've been doing, last half term we did quite a lot of work on Photoshop. Some people had very high skills, some people hadn't used it before. So we all developed quite a lot of things and looked at different layers and tools on Photoshop. We've done quite a lot of photography, so we've worked in groups. So if you can't work with other people, then if you choose photography, you might have to get over that a little bit. You will have to work independently, but it's important that you can share ideas as well. So that's some other work that the Year 10s have been doing. And I think that's about it. So if you have any questions about either of those, please come and see me during the week. Speak to me on options evening, speak to Miss Thompson, and then we can answer your questions. I've got more photographs and things to show you on options evening and textbooks and things like that. So please come and see me if you want a little bit of more information. All right, and that is it. Thank you.